Welcome everybody to the SEO Vault. My name is Mike today with my good friends Mark and Sophie. This is episode 213, and today we are going to be going over some exciting SEO news, filtering the industry noise so you don't have to. I'm going to be talking candidly about some latest test results, updates, what's moving the SERPs, all that good stuff. We got some big brand updates with Web 20, some movement in the SERPs. Looks like some Google updates starting to roll out, so stick around and stay tuned for all the exciting news. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday?
Hi, Mike. Good to see you again. Hello, Sophie.
Sure.
Always pleasure.
Busy over here.
Yeah, Mike. I always forget you have like a humidifier behind you, and then when you say things like you just did, and then the steam, which kind of looks like smoke on the video, almost like you'd be filming from like one of Snoop Dogg's guest bedrooms, and then you say things like that, makes it a little more comical. And I remember it's just a humidifier and ruins it for me a little.
I could just start lighting up and smoking.
No.
Great. It's off to a great start. Sophie,
Would be the first time on the vault.
Well, damn it. Really? What the fuck? What were you guys doing, man? Like,
We had our good friend Merlino on the vault once. It was a splendid time. We all had a good time.
Jesus, man.
It's always
Things
a
really went
party.
to hell while I was on my sabbatical, didn't they?
So with that, we can segue into new Web 20 ranker news.
The biggest thing we've been working on right now is launching the Web 20 tool suite, which we launched last week as our first level in the revamped agency partnership program. And the first tool that we have launched is the AI content tool, which you can access through monthly spend, or you can also pay to get access if you don't qualify that way. This has been Mark and Mike's baby for like the last month or two, so.
Oh, it's beautiful. I ain't gonna lie, I'm very impressed by it. And I don't get impressed, like, I use a lot of AI content tools, and obviously we've gone through a lot of the competition and seen where there's a lot of noise and stuff in the industry with a lot of bells and whistles and things that really don't provide value from an agency standpoint. And this thing was definitely built for people running agencies who need content for client fulfillment. And yeah, I'm done. And it's not even like we just keep adding to it. It keeps getting better and better. The long form content came out. What do we know when the live SERP data is going to be there?
Should be the end of this week. That it'll probably be in beta, and then I imagine next week we'll have live and entities. We'll also be pulling entities from that live SERP in, which is pretty special.
I'm excited.
The tool suite, something I'm super proud of in general. Like, I'm so stoked on it just because I think it's something else. Sorry, there's like a stampede upstairs. That's distracted the hell out of me. I don't know what's going on. I guess I do have a bunch of kids and a dog and stuff. But it just was surprising. Just sudden stampede happening. But super proud of that. So yeah, the content tool's the first installation there, but something that is just mind blowing is the amount of tools we have coming in pretty rapid succession to fit in that suite as well. The one I don't want to talk about yet, although that might be pretty soon. I don't want to say anything quite yet. The other one's a tool we built internally a few years ago. Just to give you guys an idea, these aren't tools. Nothing wrong with small tools, like we have a pricing calculator and little stuff like that. These are tools that had immense amount of like enterprise engineering. So these were tools we built to use internally years ago in our agencies, as well as we were going to make it a product, a standalone product, and we just didn't and used it internally for a few reasons. But now we're putting that in. I mean, that's something that had like some of these tools we're rolling in are like hundreds of thousands of dollars of engineering you guys get to use for just being a part of our APP. So super, super cool. The one's a link analysis tool, nothing quite like it. And that actually, Mike had a big hand in that years ago as well, with the classification engine that we built. That was highly informed by a tool Mike had years ago in a spreadsheet that we stole from Mike and built internally. At least you get the credit, buddy. You get the credit.
Thanks.
You get the credit.
I'll have that for dinner tonight, Mark.
If it makes you feel better. We spent hundreds of grand and didn't make any money on it either. So, but no, so
it's a good point. Yeah, you haven't sold any memberships or anything to it.
No, it was a very fair thing. We did steal it and build it internally, but
I had just as much opportunity with it as you did, you could say. So, you know.
So we also have another AI tool we're gonna lump in there, which is the
I forgot about that one.
the omni-channel chatbots and that whole system, which is another very robust piece of software. It's thousands and thousands of hours of engineering, and it's still, if you guys check my Facebook wall, it's still outperforming like Intercom's AI bot, which is a fucking like $1 billion company.
Yeah,
really, really impressive stuff there as well, and a really insane roadmap. And the other tool is, like I said, I don't want to talk about yet, but there's like 3 additional tools coming in you guys can access just for being in the partnership program. And, you know, not to go too high level, but I'm just really proud of what we have there in general, because it was an opportunity for us to use one of our advantages, which is we do have a big engineering shop. We've built, probably like $7 to $11 million worth of software over the past decade. That hurts to say a little bit now. Like, I could do so many different things with that money right now, but we built a bunch of software. So to be able to put that in there, I think really gives us another kind of moat, you know, where if you're using us, we want you to have as many advantages as possible. And instead of having to buy a ton of other tools, we can kind of consolidate your spend and, you know, turn Web 20 from just a white label shop into a more platform, where we're ramping up content, which you'll hear more about soon, tools and improving products, and really giving a platform experience as opposed to come here and buy one-off products. We want to try to create a different type of environment. I'm super stoked about that. This might be my number one thing I'm proud of helping out here in this company. And Mad Scientist is still up there. I think it's dope. We have a research and development that we give away for free. I love that. So.
And yeah, I was gonna say Mad Scientist is completely free. All the tools and stuff that we're building into the platform, which Mark's excited just about all the tools themselves. Anyone who's been in the AI content tool area, that's kind of going to be the full new dashboard as well. So this is, I'm just excited about. This is probably the biggest update I think we've done in Web 20 since we started the initial dashboard that we're using now probably. And this is, I would say, 10 to 100 times bigger as far as what is being put in this dashboard. I mean, the software, Mark, that you're putting in here, that suite would easily be probably what it costs to get in for spending with Web 20, like $500 a month. If you were just going to buy those tool suites from various places around the web. And we didn't even say what the spend is, right, to get into the APP program yet? No, we didn't. Which is, it's only $500 a month
in product.
But
so
it's one essentially campaign. One campaign with an add-on, or it's, if you have one client, you're probably spending $500 in cost on that client, and then this would all come free with that. which is the idea. If you're coming to Web 20 with one client, we want to give you all the resources you need to go out and get 20 more and obviously run 20 more campaigns with us. Not gonna lie, right? That's what we're shooting for. But these tools are amazing. And I ain't gonna lie, I love the link tool. I'm a little biased, but I'm really excited for that to get rolled out.
Yeah, me too.
Mostly because out of all the years in development, I've never actually got to use it really. So
God, it made me look like a dick.
okay. No, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't really had a need for it myself. Like, I'm sure if I would have hunted Mark down and been like, I want to use that now, he would have just handed it over. But
you could have even asked in a normal voice, and I would have.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Mark, can I please have the link tool?
Yeah.
It's exciting though. I'm super pumped.
Especially because we're finishing the dev on that. Like, we're actually building that other piece that I built externally using Google Script in a sheet just to better kind of model the data that we got back out of the classification engine. And like, that'll be dope. I mean, we use that to close huge clients. Like having that level of granular insight to be able to reverse engineer a campaign is, you really do like I don't know. I don't know how much we want to stretch out the product and updates.
Yeah.
But we have, like, when we close really big clients, like, we use a very different approach. A lot of agencies have an opacity that they're like, let's not tell them too much. Just trust in our system or our sorcery, our SEO sorcery. And we actually took an opposite approach. Yeah. And we went on calls and said, there is no secret sauce. That's bullshit. It's all data driven, and we'll break it down for you. We have an executive summary that's short, but we closed multiple huge clients. Huge being subjective, 20,000 a month plus, that were 100%. They got like 100, 200 pages of data, and a lot of people would not sell that way, and we did, and it works great for enterprise clientele. That we closed a really big crypto platform for 30,000 a month. That was like just 100% data driven. It was like 4 phone calls with the board and going through everything. Big hospital, same type of deal. So a bunch more, but they love like having that data. You'll stand kind of head and shoulders above other people who are on calls with very surface level information, and you can say, hey, we have this insight, this data, and this expertise, but you can also kind of transform that into a more I don't want to say layman terms, but like, you can remove the jargon from it at any minute. That's where the executive summary and stuff comes in. But yeah, like, these are the tools we used internally to produce really cool shit to close big ass clients, just data driven proposals
they're all built for internal use first, which I think makes them, from the get-go, the foundation is built differently, because it almost uses the way we think rather than, at least when I use that content tool, the fact that I don't have to put in a bunch of context makes my life a lot easier.
It's literally built for the user because it's being built by the user for them to use, as opposed to like a product, you know?
We've partnered on software and built stuff from the angle of being a SaaS company, and just that's a weird way to put it, but like, just to be the seller. And I use tools as an SEO and a business person. I'm like, this person doesn't know this angle of this too well. Or like, man, I hate it. Like, there's certain tools where it's like, we're probably going to need to build this internally, because I understand the guru that made this is not dumb or anything, but they've never managed maybe like 200 clients. And some of these tools we did cost analysis, we're spending like $60,000, $70,000 a year to use them. That's not paying the tool, that's in man hours. And So it's like we have some cool
Well,
studies on that too, but
uh,
I didn't really.
a really good example is the link sheet that you used for the link software, because the way I used to do my link analysis using that sheet, there's no way I was able to do that at scale in my agency. Like I was onboarding one, maybe two clients a month, but like if I was onboarding like 20 to 40 clients a month plus, like
Right.
I would that the cost of doing that in that sheet would have been astronomical in
Yeah.
labor, and that's the point. That's why those things end up getting developed internally or
Yeah.
differently than often in the industry. So, and on top of that, there's also going to be a whole new purchase area for our niche guest posts that's much more user friendly and also available on the dashboard. So a lot of major stuff going on.
So, not to gloss over that, because that's huge. We actually have an entirely different way to interact with our guest post services now, where instead of just buying packages based on metrics, we actually have like an a la carte database where you guys can search the niche and stuff like that, and you can individually buy guest posts like some other large guest post vendors um, on the web. Hold on, what
So
did
yes,
one of you say that we're cheaper?
No,
Oh,
I heard it. I heard
that must have
someone
just been
say we're
thinking.
Mark said it.
We have a nice inventory too. I know we did
really
some
nice
hygiene
inventory.
and we cut. I think we cut a couple hundred sites out during some hygiene. But if there's, I have to. Shit, I should know this number. Are we at 800 to like 1100 day one in terms of inventory? I think. I mean, I think it's pretty impressive.
I think it grew because Bowden cleaned the list, but then added a lot more. So
We're yeah. It
That's our
keeps
bonus.
going because I mean we're constantly getting more signals and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a
It's
fairly
definitely gonna be
large
nice.
outreach team working full time to vet sites and negotiate it. Yeah, but it's a nice list. I mean, it's not. I know some shops are, nothing against them. It's fine, but it's just much smaller inventory.
Well,
With
and a
three, four,
lot some
five
of
hundred
these too, they
sites.
are limited quantity. I did want to put that out there for like the niche guest post because I was even looking some on our site. We've already sold out on some.
I'm
So
pretty sure a lot of them you can only buy one a month. Like only one person can buy that one placement each month.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we can only.
The
I mean,
sites are.
we can't just
Go ahead.
hammer them with links. They're not like SEO sites. You know what I
Which is
mean? They're like
great.
real
Which
sites.
is,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
exactly.
high quality link. So, pretty excited about that too. It'll be a low volume type deal, but people can go through and get exactly what they want.
Definitely.
It's very
All
exciting.
right. So, what do we got next? We could talk about the new trainings coming to the Black Friday sale, which we're.
You want to talk about your AI training first, since we're doing multiple?
Well, yeah, we were just talking about the AI because, yeah, wow, the Black Friday sale's coming up quick. Holy crap, that's like
It's in
what,
two
3 weeks?
2.5 weeks. You're telling me it's coming.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I'm personally going to be doing some training for AI productivity using AI in your agency. More specifically, just all the different tools. I was actually just going through last night and putting them all together because I want to make sure I have them all. 8, 10, 12, 14. There's 14 AI tools that I use pretty much every single day, and then 4 other ones I use on and off depending on what I need for like image and video editing and other things. So it's gonna be a pretty in-depth training, and I kind of go through. I also go through. There's a lot of different tools out there that I think I mentioned before. There's like a lot of chatter on like, oh, we can do this with AI now, but there's not really a lot of value to being able to do that unless you
It's
do
a
it.
lot of novelty. That's a lot of
Yes.
novelty utility still.
So yes, we're in the training. I'll be going through that as well. Not only just like what the real use in the day to day of these tools are and what I use them for, but also just how to look at some of these tools out there and really think or determine if they have quality in your agency. Because I mean, the shiny object syndrome is definitely insane with the AI out there now. And I've definitely spent, many, many hours making short little videos and comic strips and musics, the musics for fun. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome training, I think. And then Mark has some pretty awesome stuff coming too with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Gonna
some
whip
training
something
and
out.
stuff.
Is
Got
do we know what levels those trainings are at, or any of the level stuff yet, or we want to hold off until we
Um,
announce any of that?
it's on the bonus level, on the sales page in the bonus level area, but maybe we'll look. Hold on.
ask
Yeah, I don't
that
know if that
question.
page is ready yet. Is it?
Yeah, there's one for each level, but if they go to the Black Friday sales page, it's all on there. We've included our training in pretty much every level, so as you go up in value, you'll still get more access. So there'll be 4 trainings in all that we're giving access to during the Black Friday sale.
That's exciting. I'm really proud of that.
And 3 of them are brand new, so.
And already, if you're spending $500 anytime this month, you're getting access to the whole tool suite. So, yeah, oh man, yeah, it's gonna be an exciting month. Tons of updates.
It's gonna be an awesome 2024. I'm really
Definitely
gonna
gonna be
try
an
to
awesome.
we're gonna make ourselves a problem for competition. Like, I'm excited for that. Just lots of value.
We're gonna have more competition, to be honest, with the type of stuff that we're gonna start be leaking out of the white label SEO competitive arena for some of these things. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you can't just start whipping out AI content tools for free and expect the industry not to notice. It's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna make some competitors in the white label SEO space and possibly
Web
some
20
enemies in all the other spaces.
just be hated by everybody. That's okay. But yeah, my training will be client acquisition focused, and actually I'm gonna go through and show a few select funnels you guys can copy that I've had great success with, and I'll also be fairly transparent about why I'm sharing the funnels I'm sharing, because the one I'm hesitant to share. The more we talked about it today, it's like I should go back and turn that thing back on and make it work. But it was very lucrative. It was a very it produced a lot of revenue. And I'll be transparent about why I'm giving that away. Because for a lot of you, that could be even scaled down. Probably be my biggest problem was the scale I put it at. Early on.
Yeah.
Like, that was the problem. Scaled way the hell down. Like, it could benefit everyone. But I'm not a scale down type of guy. For anyone that knows me, I'm a degenerate. I gamble hard. I gamble real hard on stuff for my businesses. So I gambled hard and had a great outcome. Almost.
For you.
Lots
I mean,
of
yeah, you
revenue
did well.
generated. Lots of revenue generated, but again, I'll be more transparent in the video. For everyone that jumps in, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Much to my chagrin, Mike talked me into that, but it generated a revenue number that's unbelievable. And the first question everyone has is why the hell would he give this away? And the truth is, if a few things would be different, I want it to be given away. But the more I think about it, scaled down, it'll work for everyone. We went really big and generated a massive amount of revenue with it. It created some fulfillment, logistic issues and fulfillment because it was outside the traditional SEO model. And but I'll also share some other acquisition stuff that isn't. It'll be cool, But the one thing's actually massive. and it's impressive. And I actually didn't want to say the amount of revenue generated because it's like a cringy amount of revenue. And seriously, like if I read that on some other SEO person said that, I wouldn't believe that shit.
Well,
You know what I mean? I'd be here like that's not true. That person's bullshitting. So
here's
it's
the
big
thing
number.
though. If you were to like scale that back and put that in numbers that that were more digestible, it would be like spending what spending $2,000 in ad spending, getting $5,000 in revenue, right? Or 50,000 and 100 to like what was the because you obviously spent money. It's not like you just like put up a website and like let it loose into the wild and you generated like a ton of money. You know
Most
what
of
I
our
mean?
money,
Like
yeah.
that's what people miss in that whole aspect of funnel.
So most of our money invested actually wasn't on the ad side. The ads were very, very fucking. We spent so much in salaried sales consultants. There was no like commission only salespeople. Our goal was to hire complete murderers, and like a lot of people don't understand that like the commission only game, you can still get them. Like we have a gauntlet running in the agency right now with survival of the fittest style commission salespeople. But like the guys I hired, like if they weren't closing here, they'd either have their own business closing for themselves, or they'd be selling like enterprise software for 300 grand or somewhere. So our one guy was the one guy that was running the whole sales team was 20 grand a month to start for the first 3 months, and then he got tapered back to like 12. I had another one on a payroll. He was like a 5,000 or 6,000 a month base, and then I had a bunch of SDRs that were all on, a smaller base. So then that was a big amount of money over the span of time we did it. So a lot of the investment came there. Ads, we were only spending less than 10,000 a month on ads. Like the ads weren't where it was at. We might have been at 7. I'll check when I do the training. I'm gonna show everything. I'll show our Salesforce. Fucking Salesforce was 3,000 a month or whatever that was. So we were also buying data. We were buying data, which we were buying lots of data from a lot of different places. We were doing hygiene on some personal lists. We had some other tools I can't remember that were like AirCall. I think we were using like there was a tech stack which you don't need to do.
Yeah,
like, you can replicate what I'm doing with 2,000 a month in ad spend, a GHL setup.
The funnel generated the opportunity is what it sounds like though. Like you spent money on the converting it into the sales revenue, but man, just getting that phone to ring, that's huge.
The pitch sold itself because we like I said, we did this again later with a completely different team, and the results were similar. And we scaled it back that time. I think we made like 90,000 a month in revenue.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said scale back, but it's still a heavy chunk of fulfillment.
The first time was a stupid amount of money.
To flip a switch.
It was like less than 2 months, and we did like $500,000 a month in revenue. And we were getting prepayments. It wasn't like pie in the sky bullshit. We were getting prepayments.
Yeah. The money was there. And like you needed fulfillment.
The cringy number I didn't want to just outright share, but there's some. You need to people are going to need to scale this back. None of you are going to take this to $500,000 a month with it because it's gonna blow your mind logistically. Or maybe you will. The right company does it. That's cool. Let me know. And
no, it would be cool. Yeah, if you do, please give us a shout out.
If you make any money with it, you don't have to just make $500,000.
Yeah,
make
exactly.
any amount of money with it. But I'll give the caveats and I'll be really transparent. I'll show off our sales force and everything. And
it's not some BS, funnel. It's the real deal, which is the point. Yep. So
I'll show
super
some
exciting
other stuff. Too. We'll do some nice client acquisition stuff on one of the tiers where we're just showing. Like even right now, our client acquisition funnel, we're not spending a ton of money on ads, and it's producing a ton of leads.
Well, you mentioned the the product selling itself essentially, or just having the right pitch, which I think a lot of people don't realize is probably the most important thing to just even getting the phone to ring, let alone getting them to say yes. Because obviously that's like
Truly.
just a mini conversion, the opt-in as the phone call or the email, but it all comes down to setting up that sale and then inevitably what you're selling. And 99% of the time, the best sales I've heard, or the best results I've heard people have with sales is when they had those no-brainer solutions, kind of, or they just had really good positioning for what they were selling.
Yeah.
So,
It, honestly, I see that so often. Just the messaging, the product positioning. A lot of times, not even the product; it's the product positioning.
mhm.
The USP, the hook. Like a lot of times, you can run through a sales system and tweak stuff there, and you'll instantly have better results. So yeah, I agree. But yeah, anytime you're promising someone, hey, you can make more money, you would generate more revenue in your business. That's going to catch attention, and I'm a huge skeptic, But I see an ad that promises money. It's like I'll read the ad, and
Hmm.
sometimes I click through, and it's like it's not a yeah. I mean, it just
I might
works.
even give them my email address
Yeah.
and end up in that email funnel.
Yeah, I'm out
It's,
here. I'm
it's
out
a
here
slippery
creeping through
slope.
email funnels. Yeah, I'll slide up in your funnel.
I'll slide into that funnel.
That wasn't intent. That was too gritty. I apologize. But I'll creep into your funnel real quick. But I mean, it's that easy because you solve a problem, right? So
Hmm.
that's what we were doing with that, was just solving a problem.
Okay, we only have one other update, and it's the SEO testing update, which is from last Friday that we published about custom signals.
Mm.
This is the first update we've done since we launched the campaign. The first round of signals were done. I know the update said there was 30, but there's actually 48 that Bowden built in that first month. There wasn't a ton of movement, but this is a brand new listing, brand new website that nothing has been done. There's no links, so I'm honestly surprised it moved at all. Did you get a chance to look at it, Mike?
I did not actually. You said there was no links though. So if there
Yeah.
was no links, then I'm actually not. And then he built stuff, and it
This
showed
is
movement.
this is the very first thing that's been done. I don't even think the
Mm.
listing is fully optimized yet.
Yeah.
Right.
So and that honestly doesn't surprise me too much, especially with custom signals. I don't know if we built any premium listings. I mean, just putting up a listing itself can make things start to move. But the tiniest little initial citations and stuff, yeah, like we're not seeing like number one spots, like we're just seeing like pop
No.
up in the yeah, okay.
There's just like the first couple notes showing, but the term installation services is the one that started seeing movement, which that's what I was surprised about because I think it's
And
the most competitive out of all the terms that they're tracking.
yeah, do we know if that's is that a category installation service? I'm
I
honestly
think
not
so.
familiar with HVAC.
I believe so.
I think it is.
Um,
But then
But
that
we're
would make more sense.
yeah, it's
I'm
kind of weird though,
interested.
because
I'm
what?
sorry. Go ahead. No. Go
I was
ahead,
gonna
Mike.
say we're
Sorry.
showing on the outside of the grid actually is where we're starting to pop, not like where
It,
we're located, where you'd normally think.
well, it's a SAB listing too.
Honestly, I don't know. I've kind of still seen. Is this a local term? Does it have the city in it, or is it
No,
just the
that's
term?
why I was surprised.
It's yeah, and it's still kind of around. Honestly, I'd have to look at some of the SA. I haven't done actually, and I'm thinking about that much. I haven't done too many tests on service area business listings recently with how they rank versus like other ones, like right out the gate. Because usually we see them kind of pop more in the middle, especially for the category terms, not initially just like around. And this is a 13 by 13. This is a pretty big grid too, actually. So yeah, it should definitely be an interesting test. Do we know if we're going to build any of the premium citations for this one at all?
We ought to. I'd like to do the full gamut here, and I think it's interesting just because it's so new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe we'll see even better results. I really do.
Go ahead.
And I'm pretty optimistic about this. I mean, we had a couple on the perimeter pop, but I think it'll get better as they mature a bit. And also, I mean, getting the GBP optimized is, we should push to get that done. That's important. Just as a baseline. But I do like that I mean, this is almost as single variable as you can get, right?
Yeah.
Without optimizing anything else. But even if we do throw the optimization and say, here's the 1-2 punch, I'd like to see what the signals do. I'm pretty optimistic. So I'd like to run the full gamut.
Yeah. My observation recently is that probably the most powerful thing from my perspective in local, at least which is building that like authority, is indexed citations, like structured and unstructured local citations, which is why I'm seeing like certain press releases doing so well. I think certain premium citations and listings, Facebook pages and social media profiles that are just more prominent in the SERPs for their brand names and not so much even keywords, but just brand. Like if you search a brand and you get like 20 pages of brand profiles that are indexed with their name, address, and phone number and information, there's a strong correlation I found. So I'm definitely excited to see kind of these custom signals on more of a single variable test, but we've definitely seen the premium paid citations as a game changer. I think if any industry is proof of that, just look at any of the ones that are known for those like attorneys or anything else. They're pretty much required to rank, So if you're in an industry where you can find those and you get them and the competition doesn't have them, or you have the ones the competition have plus the other ones and they're indexed, we're just seeing great results from it. So definitely exciting tests.
Next update, I'll have to talk about how many are indexed.
Good.
Because
Yes,
these will only be
definitely.
built once a month. So there'll be one round every month that I think is between 25 and 40 links, depending on how many they have in.
You know
Okay.
what we should do? We should just have them dump them all at once.
We should just have them build them all at once. I
Work on
agree.
indexing. Yeah. We're not going to get a negative impact from signals like that. It would just expedite the test a bit.
I mean, honestly, if we did, I'd want to see it. So,
Yeah, true. I mean, I would be
right?
very surprised. I'd eat my
Me too.
hat.
I would be
I don't
super
wear
surprised.
hats.
If
I'd put
we
me
could do
through
that,
SEO
Google's
life
got
app.
major issues right now. If you could tank listings by building
Yeah.
citations.
That would be good. Competitive. Okay. Should we move to SEO news?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh, the first one's all about you, Mike.
More AI stuff.
So about you. Whoops. Channel
Chat.
Minor Tupac there, Mike. You weren't expecting that, I bet.
It's always unexpected with you, Mark. So OpenAI, ChatGPT Plus. I was actually saying before we got on that I've been playing around with Bing a little bit because Bing actually has a lot of the functionality now of the premium ChatGPT. I don't know if you could save chats and stuff, so I didn't dig into that much or not, but I still use the premium ChatGPT, and they've added, I know, image uploading, and I think the PDF uploading is live now. I actually haven't tried it. If not, it's going to be live. They're doing major updates just with like right now, everything's built into the GPT-4 natively, so you can upload an image with, data and have it do all kinds of things with, the files and writing scripts. I've been developing a lot more little tiny scripts and apps and things. So yeah, definitely, I would definitely check out GPT, the Plus membership. It's $20 a month. If do both of you use the premium Chat GPT, or are you using any other of the premium? Like they have some other ones out now, but I still haven't. I mean, it's probably been a couple of months since I've tried any of the other ones, but I just haven't found anything that really helps me as much as Chat GPT.
I don't use anything else.
I personally only use ChatGPT for but my partner's testing an open source LLM. Yeah, I'll have to look. It's one of the 70 billion parameters one. And that one's producing some really cool stuff. There's just, when it comes down to it, man, Mike, I'll share this cool Reddit thread with you that goes over, like, someone did extend parameters, open source LLMs, and then with ChatGPT 4, and they said 4 is king. It's like, it's not close. Like, it's really good, but there's a bunch that are great. There's some little issues that you run into. Like, a lot of them aren't very friendly. Like, GPT-4 is like anyone can pay $20, hop in, and do really, really cool shit.
Yeah.
You know, some of these other ones are not. Like, the one he's running isn't accessible for people that aren't comfortable, like, just doing some dorky shit. So, but I would like to talk more about that once he gets that more situated. It might be cool to even have him on, talk about it, because the content he produced was really impressive. There's a bunch of limitations that you don't have, especially if you start going with the open AI API. You just get to you get to do some really cool shit. So Monday there was another update, I believe, like larger context windows and a bunch of other cool stuff with OpenAI. They're on a path to
They're on an update spree.
Yeah, larger context windows are huge. It's so huge right now, especially when you can start doing like recurrent prompting, and it can keep larger pieces of context in memory for you to be able to visit and produce responses from. Or
from a development standpoint, I 100% see value there.
Yeah,
like massive.
Nate and a bunch of the guys are playing with that shit. It's like what they've been able to do is so impressive.
Well, you're almost to the point that you could just drop your entire web app in there and then have it work on it.
I mean, yeah. Anyone that's still behind the whatever you be behind and refusing to use AI, it's like, man, you have to start getting in there. It's so accessible and it's so good for so many things. I mean, you guys saw what it. Well, Sophie, you probably don't have a lot of context, but Mike, like, you saw like my older work when I had to write like Google script or any type of code. It was really bad, and like that shit made me a code bro. I can code a little bit now.
Oh yeah,
like I'm so much better. Like the shit I'm able to produce. Just again, I don't do any like commits into production for our SaaS. We have real people for that. Like I'm
well, yeah,
I'm not
I probably
on that
wouldn't.
level, but like internal tooling and shit. Like I can zoom through really cool internal tools now. It's been a lot of fun, and it definitely makes you better. Like it's.
I was gonna say I wouldn't build a SaaS, but I just realized that I kind of am right now. So, I mean, people will be able to sign up to the web app and like create an account and track and do things.
Listen to me right now, Mike. If you think you're gonna use this platform to plug your crypto projects, you're fucking dead wrong, pal. If you have my poor customers aping into your crypto, sir, it's messing with you, buddy. But yeah, I mean, it's incredible. Like, I hope I saw a lot of naysayers early. The chat 3, you know, in 3.5, a lot of naysayers, but
oh yeah,
what you're doing, like when I'm making slide decks for this content, like when I need like images, the Dolly integration with 4 is like, I'm doing it. I'm doing such insane.
All your images you've been making. Or was that Mike that was making all those images for Web 20? I think it was you, Mike.
I mean, I don't know. I've made so many. If I want to make a Facebook ad, I'm like building the whole thing in ChatGPT now. That's just a given.
Dude, it's so good. I mean, it's really. Now, I still, for my copy, that I want to convert, I still think I know Mike's gonna laugh. I still think I can write with a nuance and a bit of an
With
experience or
soul.
soul.
He writes with
Soul,
soul
dude.
is the word he's looking for.
Damn you, Mike.
Okay, I will say there is a lot of things where you have to do like little tweaks because I don't think it sounds as good as it could. Everything that I produce, I edit. At least, honestly, what I'll do is like take two and then put them together instead.
It's missing a little nuance, a human experience, a human lived experience, and a lot of it, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's bad content. It's informative and it's,
Hey, Mark, have you tried the custom instructions in ChatGPT? Like, literally tell it how you talk and who you are, and like you get 1,500 words, for the how to respond and about you and stuff.
So here's the thing, like, no, I haven't done. I know what you're talking about now. No, I
Okay.
haven't done that for me. But here's what I mean by that. Like, and I bet that's cool, and I could probably get closer. But like, OpenAI didn't like gamble to almost bankruptcy on a SaaS platform years ago and have to dig back up. Like, I've taken beatings that like it hasn't taken. Like, I speak from experience on a bunch of shit that like that it just isn't gonna have. Like, man.
So, are you saying like
It's,
you'll make points that it won't make? I mean, but if
yeah,
you
for
tell
sure.
it the points to make, will it write them out properly
You're not a
in
writer though, Mike. I think there's part of it. You're more like sciencey, like it's more like
Wow.
database. Like Mark tells. Oh, that sounded a little bad. Mark is more of like a
Wow.
storyteller. Mark is more of a storyteller when he writes.
Mike sucks
Mike
at
is
I'm
telling
more
a
like
stories.
fucking
True
matter
bard,
of
bro.
fact.
that.
I
He
have my
doesn't do
little
well with the
guitar.
storytelling.
I
I have my little lute.
honestly, dude, I used to try to tell stories in my marketing, and honestly, I hated it. Because I hate reading stories in marketing. I think that's the real problem. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your freaking story. I don't care. I just want to know the facts. Like, literally put the FAQs at the top and then put everything below it.
Well,
That's the
there's
way
a
I wish
happy medium.
websites
There's a
were.
happy medium between storytelling and being matter of fact.
For marketing, yeah. For me, no. I just want matter of fact, which I
I
think is what
understand
you
what
were
Mark is
referring
saying.
to. No, I
So
get what Mark's saying and what you're saying, Sophie, is my
I like
point.
to consume that type of content. Like, I would rather, if you look at my bookshelf, it's depressing. I would rather read a textbook than a bunch of fluff around facts. Like, and that's why a lot of marketing books I don't love. Like, I have like huge like consumer psychology textbooks on my bookshelf and shit. Like, I prefer really dense, slow reading where I have to
Oh,
really process. Like, I don't like fluff
God.
either, but I write. I don't write like technical
You must love Stephen
copy.
King then.
Stephen
That's a
King's an
slow
unimpressive
read.
storyteller. I don't
I
think
mean,
he's that
it's
great.
a
I think he's an
slow read.
overrated storyteller. No, I mean dense with like dude, I'm probably gonna get flamed for that. I wonder if anyone's a big like that's an unpopular opinion. I think his stories anyone that can produce that many stories, that's like I don't know if you guys
I think he's a good. I ain't gonna. No, I think he's a good idea creator, and then I think he's just got
he is a
really
good
long
idea
freaking
creator.
stories on a good idea. Like he just wrote a lot
Amazing
of words
idea
on a good
creator.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
But if
notice when you filled out the instructions, Mike, that it did it help that much? Your output?
Yeah. Even in because even like some of the SaaS like the reseller scripts and stuff I've been using and playing around with those. Like I can have it write emails now, like in the way I want it to write emails, like where or like connect dots where like it'll specifically like if I give it like my sales page and then competitor sales pages, it'll specifically try and connect dots where like how this product is better than this one for like the Facebook ad or the landing page or whatever. But at the same time, I still have to tell it like make this point because of this or like emphasize how like for like just like the other day I was working on an email for or some content for like backlinks, and like I had to kind of tell it to talk about the fact that like not all backlinks are created equal, and that you can't just like look at the price or a URL of a backlink and make a quantitative value of it in like dollars. And it wouldn't just like, you know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
where it's like it doesn't have that experience where it doesn't like fully understand the industry or the points necessarily being made where you have to spell those things out. But if I can give it at least those main points, I could just like make like a 4 to 5 word, bullet point list. Like each line is like 3 to 5 words of just points. And if I just plop that in there with a bunch of URLs and stuff, now it does pretty good. I don't have to usually give it too much, but yeah, I guess I still need to give it the soul it's missing. That
When I
that
write
soul.
content, I actually break it out into stanzas like a poet, like a poem. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that.
I sometimes just ask ChatGPT to turn my finished email into a rap by Snoop Dogg just for fun at the end of the day. I will just randomly just be like, now turn it into a rap by Eminem or Nicki Minaj or someone. I don't know.
It'd be cool if you actually used Nicki Minaj, but then you came on and rapped it. That could be a segment on the vault, but it would have to be Nicki Minaj.
It'd have to be what, written as Nicki Minaj is what you're saying?
Yeah.
It can't be another style?
No,
Or do I
Nicki
need to get like
Minaj
the
is
AI
awesome.
voice changer so I sound like Nicki Minaj?
Also, really, now that's a great freaking idea.
Or should I keep my voice but face swap with Nicki Minaj?
I think the other way. Her voice and your face.
True. Yeah, I think that's
I think that would get better engagement.
Because I did, I was just playing around with the voice mod. Is it voice mod app?
He's like, I already have something prepared.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because I was trying to figure out how I could make music for my music video that I was producing with AI the other.
I want to see some music video. Don't let the music video take away from your comic, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an offshoot of it, because of course it was about SEO and an SEO rap. I'll see if I can find just even the rap. I did have it saved somewhere. Oh no, that's right. It started that one day when we were in the chat talking about doing the rap for the sale, I think. Do you remember that? And I started sharing about, oh man, it was in our private group. But yeah, I was actually having a rap written by AI for I think it was our last sale, about making sure you spend that money. It's pretty much the basics.
We've officially gone.
Now you have to find it and show me.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look for it.
Okay, I also figured out more about the review update that we were talking about. That's going to roll out next week. So they're going to be updating the reviews themselves, but then going forward, they're never going to provide updates on their reviews. It'll just be kind of rolling updates. So we'll see what happens there. Did you follow what I said or no?
Oh yeah.
I did not. I just found the rap I was talking about.
Now you have to release it. It can be one of the bonus levels.
You don't remember that?
I don't know, man.
You guys send like 500 messages after I'm asleep, so I miss things.
Well, you go to sleep at a grandma. What time?
11 o'clock is not that late or not that early.
Go read it. Go read it. I just shared it. Mark will remember it now.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. So notice one of us that is cultured said we should do a power ballad. Okay.
I don't know what's a power ballad.
Sophie.
Like what Adele does?
One of us who has culture said we should do a power ballad. Well, we know who it wasn't.
Wasn't me. What time were these messages at?
Oh my god.
11:03 at night. See?
This is a month ago, yeah, at 10 p.m. is when it started. Oh wow.
This guy there group's private. I don't want to talk about anything else that happens in here, guys. Let's jump back onto the itinerary. Sophie, don't look at that. There's nothing. What was happening in there wasn't. It wasn't of Christ. Okay? There was an abomination being created in the witching hours of the evening. And no
He's gonna
one should.
redo it for the sale. Make a PG version.
We
I
will.
would have been.
So
Notice I just wanted a power ballad, something clean, something PG-13. And this is what happens when
what happens when AI gets involved?
when
It's
when AI is left to its own
it's too
devices.
easy to destroy nice things, Mark. But no, actually, I should do just some fun training in my AI training on my productivity training in the giveaway. I'll do a video on the unproductivity training.
This guy's gonna do a
You could be doing
productivity
different kinds of
training
marketing, though. There's
and
different
listen to all
kinds.
the shit he works on. He's making comic strips, SEO comic strips. He has a music video. He's
Well, he
already
has-
prepared to have Nicki Minaj's voice as he lip sync. Like that wasn't an accidental thing he brought up. Sounds like he has a whole cast of rappers he's gonna lip sync for his
He
music
is wearing
video.
his SEO Life beanie, so
It's gonna be exciting next year. I can tell you that much. We're gonna have a whole team of Milases with different faces and voices. All right. So yeah. Any more exciting news?
not really. There's the November core update, but that just started rolling out a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think we're.
Thursday, Friday.
Is that still? It's unconfirmed, I think, at this point,
No,
right?
they
Or is it?
announced it now. It was unconfirmed
is.
when I made the itinerary, but then
Oh, that was a few days ago. Yep.
Thursday, the day after I made it, they
There it is.
announced it. But it'll take 2 weeks, so it'll be like the 16th before that's done.
Yeah, let us know what you're seeing. Obviously, another core update. Quality is going to be a thing.
So,
The big question I think everyone's going to wonder is when is AI? People are going to saying AI content's getting hit, and I don't see that happening in a core update. To be honest.
Damn it, Mike! You brought
What?
this up at an hour in.
Yeah, but that goes back to what Mark and I were saying about editing the content after it's generated. Like, you can't just generate it and then throw it up there.
Yeah.
Google has created an algorithm to identify soul. And they've made an intangible thing tangibly identifiable algorithmically. And now you laughed and you made fun of us, Mike.
I think you're serious about it, and I think you're right. It's like a thing you can't put your finger on, but you're like, there's something different about this.
Dude, it's their eyes. Look at the eyes of the people you make, man. They're not fucking human. They're abominations.
Here's the question.
They don't have eyes.
Do you need soul to provide the best user experience?
No.
Well, it's back to what you're saying about the connections, though, and making the connections between all the things. Like, sometimes AI doesn't make all the connections that you need.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, looking for my local roofer, I don't need a lot of soul. I don't really read through a lot of the content.
No, I don't think that one's about soul.
I will push back on that. And
you are?
I am going to push back because if I look for someone to do a renovation on my house, soul might not. But I'm looking for craftsmanship. I'm looking for an artisan. I'm looking for real experiences people had with them. I'm looking for the photos. It might be expressed in a different way. But like I saw one person who I definitely won't mention his name. But he's like, we're doing all of our contractor shit with AI now. And he has these pictures performing the jobs and it's AI. And it looks great, first off. But it's like, dude, that is not, AI was not meant to stifle the authenticity of people.
But
it was not meant to do that.
What if they had like 100,000 words of content in blog posts that was just like making their site explode in the rankings? But yeah, you obviously could qualify their experience. You saw pictures. So like the quality company was there, but you're not going to not choose that roofer because that blog article wasn't written to your liking, or that content with the backlink that went to that site wasn't adequate to communicate what that link was for. You know
Agreed.
what I mean?
I'll
Yeah.
concede that point. I thought we
Yeah.
were talking more like of replacement or substitution. And
No.
enhancement's always good. AI is meant to enhance.
From
I
a
don't think
search
it's meant to
level.
substitute an authentic,
Yeah.
it's not meant an authentic experience with the business or product. And I think, man, we had this argument a long time ago, and AI is getting really good. And there's always going to be a level of consumer that's going to get tricked by the AI. But after a certain amount of time, and it's already starting to happen with habitually online people, because we made flyers for a huge celebrity and did
He
a big
said that.
influencer campaign. And it wasn't made with AI. We had it, but it was like airbrushed. And they came, and it was a household celebrity. Everyone knows her name. And we did this big influencer campaign, and overwhelming number of the comments were like, "This is AI. You did this with AI. Oh my God, you're using AI." And it started to become almost like ad blindness or like a distrust for certain formats of content that people are already thinking it's AI. Like, that's where I think when people go to make purchasing decisions, you always have a layer of people that'll get fooled. It happens today. Nigerian princes still get people's
Still making
life
that bank.
savings, but probably a lot less than they used to, right? Like, that definitely, like, as the market gets more
Yeah.
sophisticated, like, if I go look for a product, man, I do not want, like, I'm going to look and be like, that looks like an AI image using this product.
So you're saying you wouldn't buy something from someone who creates something with AI? Like, I don't.
No, well, it depends on what it is. I think if it's a roofer showing pictures of roofs, if it's a person selling backlinks and they have AI images of charts, like, graphics and things, and their logos AI
Way
generated, or
different. Yeah,
yeah,
way
but
different.
if or they have like a AI guy sitting at a computer with a thumbs up, that's like how great their
Yeah,
backlinks are. Like, our backlinks rock. That's different than,
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it's
if I'm
tricks in
online wanting to
marketing.
buy, like, an accessory for my squat rack, like, I don't
Yeah.
want to see AI images of this fucking attachment. No, I want an
Oh,
experience. I
yeah.
want a video of a dude, and I'm gonna know immediately if it's human because he's gonna have soul in his eyes or not.
Mark
And
has
I'm gonna,
high standards with his.
Well, I honestly see that
I'm
even on like Amazon, where it's like you see the picture of the item with the people, but it's clearly like photoshopped into a
yeah,
backyard. Like, they couldn't even just put this thing in a backyard to take a pic.
yeah.
It's like, I,
I don't know that I have high standards, man. If I want to hear your feedback on something, right? Like, Sophie, for example, like, you go to a ton of festivals and shit. Like, if I'm considering
Okay,
going
that's
to a
yeah,
festival,
that's different. That's like I get what
how?
you're saying though. That is that's a better example because you're like showing the experience. You're demonstrating the
that's
actual
Yeah, but
thing rather
sales.
than.
let's say you have this attachment for the squat rack. I want to know your experience with it. I want to know human experiences, not AI
Yeah.
data driven responses. And that's not to say the AI is going to get it wrong. But there's a difference between an experiential feedback loop and a data driven synopsis. And if I'm buying a product, if I want to do a data driven synopsis, I want to do that like on our QuickBooks and our WooCommerce. And that's where I want data driven. That's where I don't want to call you guys and say, how do you feel we're doing this month? I don't want the experiential. Well, we feel good. We're making content. I want to look at the data. I want to analyze the data and have outputs. Like, it's two different. It's two different things we're looking at. But, like, yeah, if I'm buying a product, or because at the end of the day, a product is providing me with what? An experience. So
Yeah.
anytime I'm investing in experience, like, I'm gonna call Sophie. Hey, how was that festival? Was it dope? Right? I don't want AI's fucking.
Well, it also shows laziness on a certain level too. Like if you're going to be lazy enough to not include the actual images, are you going to be lazy in your completion of the work?
And I think a lot of this is going to turn. This is something I said years ago, and it started out fun, really fun, with that like fun debate I had with Diggity on like affiliate versus agency. Like, we're talking
Yeah.
like 5-6 years ago, but like, I wasn't joking. I still think affiliate's a garbage model, and it got worse because since then, affiliate big platforms nerf their affiliate payouts. Sometimes kill it altogether. They completely use people and then cut them off. Like, it's a dangerous business model. Not that any business model doesn't have its cons, but like, this type of stuff here is gonna put a like. So when you talk about is what's Google doing to prevent not prevent, but to prevent people from using spammy AI content. And we can take AI out of it. Like right now, that's the most scalable, programmatic way to produce shit content, right? Or any type, really good shit content, by the way. And not even shit content, but just mass
Scalable,
content.
non-human content, I think, is what it comes down to. Like
for sure. So
yeah,
that's gonna get hit like the helpful content update, and I think it has to an extent. I think it has. Like we're looking at like big sites like that. There's been a lot of indexing issues and pages falling out of index. Like I don't think AI should be used as this mass spam tool. Not right now. And I know there's sites that make a lot of money doing that. And if you're circumventing that, don't
churn and
listen to
burn
me.
is still a thing. Yeah.
Sure. But like at the end of the day, like that helpful content update, I think is really going to target the type of terms where people are looking for feedback, like the best this and the best that. Like at the end of the day, if I'm a search engine, I don't want to serve a bunch of AI generated opinions on what the best type of product or service or experience is. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting too how AI just plays a part in that. Like yeah, you might not want to know the experience, but a website that leverages AI to better communicate or deliver the information of other people's experience now could be the most valuable, but may not even incorporate content. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I agree. I think a lot of it's going to come down to like almost the way we would have used structured data for the longest time. Like if I'm looking for data about this festival that Sophie went to, like Sophie might not know how many people were there. Sophie might have got ticket prices fucked up. She's human. She might have forget what the ticket, right? Stuff like this. Especially farther out. Hey Sophie, remember that thing you went to last year? Do you remember how much it was? Do you remember the exact address? Like structured data type stuff where a lot of that isn't needed. AI might not be needed. But anytime you can grab, or AI can grab a bunch of data and then structure it, and then, when a query comes through, it can serve the proper, the proper answer. Like, I think that's a big deal. And that's where a lot of times you might not trust a human as much, on those data-driven queries. You might not want to trust a human. But when it comes to experience, which experience is still a big part of why people spend money, you go back to the core things that drive people to exist, like the primitive evolutionary bullshit on why we make purchasing decisions. Like it hasn't changed. Humans are still just more sophisticated mammalian freaks. Like we still buy for the same reasons, right? Shelter, food, survival, reproduction, like the whole sex cell shit. I mean, none of that changed. Some of it changed.
No.
I mean, now it's like I want a better yard than my neighbor, right? We're a little bit bigger on
cultures change. Yeah, cultures
social perspective.
Yeah.
Competition.
All the
for sure.
Technology,
but I mean,
all of it.
Like at the end of the day, it's largely experience driven. I'm gonna get a little dopamine drip because my yard looks better than my neighbor's, or my Christmas tree's bigger, or my car's a little nicer, but whatever, right? I'm gonna attract a better mate if I do better in life and act a better way, a little bit more successful. Like it all goes back to those things. Like those things don't change. So that until they change, it's still highly experiential reasonings for making purchases. And I'm just gonna be the snob who's like, if you have data for me, I'll trust AI maybe. But when it comes to experience, like I don't listen to AI about Sophie's festival. I want to talk to Sophie. Like I saw the pictures. Looks like she had a mob in time.
Yeah.
Like I want to talk to Sophie about that shit.
Now I want to play around more with asking it opinions. Most of the things I work on now are more factual based.
Yeah.
There's like a right and wrong answer.
Right. It's great for data, like factual data. I mean, sometimes it can hallucinate. Sometimes it's still not great with math. It's not as bad with math as people say, though. It actually, I think it fails at counting. like counting things more
Like
than the actual
1, 2,
math.
3, 4, 5 counting.
Yeah, like if you drop, for example, if you drop like a piece of content in and say, hey, identify and count the entities, like last time I tested that, the counts were way off. Like it couldn't count. It identified the entities and it couldn't count them in the content, right? But if you drop math problems in there, it's going to solve them. Like I did test that. So it's not as bad with math.
Maybe it's more like word problems rather than explicit math.
You could be right. Could be right.
Word problems are tricky.
They can be. They can be.
We should wrap
I
this
always fucking hated word problems.
I love them. The ones where it's like did you do the LSAT? I took a practice LSAT. I like those kind of questions.
Why the hell would I have taken an LSAT, Sophie?
I don't know. I like to do all this stuff when I was young.
Why would I have taken the LSATs?
I took the ACT when I was in 8th grade, just because I like taking tests.
That's dope. I mean, congrats for you, but what the fuck would I have taken the LSATs? That was on my career.
I thought your lifelong dream was to be an attorney, Mark.
Oh man, I wish. Oh my god, I actually really wish.
You don't.
No, I do. I 100% do, because I want to take a single case. I'd be able to legally refer all the personal injury cases out, and I'd collect 30% off of all of them. I wouldn't work a single case, but I would generate all the leads. I actually offered to pay for my one niece. She was thinking about being an attorney. I was like, I'll pay for your entire law school, and I will set you up in a firm, because we're gonna do some shit, dude.
Over the world.
Mm-hmm. But no, I wanted to actually go work cases. I'm not. I feel like I'd lose my temper too quick at an inopportune time, and probably wouldn't be good. Like in actual litigation and shit, like mediations, I would never be able to do that.
Yeah, some of the things I listen to Tim have to deal with and just be chill. I'm like, oh my god, I could never.
In all honesty, though, not that I ever met him, but just seeing some pictures of him, he looks really chill. Like I can't imagine being able to make that guy mad.
But everybody has their point. When someone's arguing with you for fucking 3 hours, it's like,
yeah, that guy looks major chill though. I don't know if I could ever make him mad if it was my job to. That guy's pretty cool looking. Shit, yeah, we probably should wrap up.
I just realized we're way over an hour. This is probably the longest episode we've done in a long time.
I feel like there was some good stuff in there. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much, but I feel like we touched on some cool topics and kind of burrowed into them. This is me burrowing. I feel like we burrowed into some cool topics.
Burrowed in.
I'm a burrower.
Awesome. All right. I guess I'll take us out. Unless someone else wants to take us out.
It's your job, buddy.
You got the beanie on.
That's what you do.
All right. Oh, well, what episode is this? I just lost it.
213. Because you just realized we're 4 years.
213. Oh, yeah. It's been over 4 years. 208 episodes, right? Yeah.
That would be 4 years, yeah.
Episode 214. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the SEO Vault. Again, remember, follow, like, and share. Smash all those like and subscribe buttons. Share with all your SEO friends, and we will see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.